Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have done with few of the things over here in the previous tutorial, like we have done some exposure controls, we have done with some of the render settings over here. So now what I'll be doing over here is like, let's again go into this. What I have done is I'll just increase its frame size. If you want, you can increase its frame size. So definitely if you increase it more, it's going to take more time. So let's just finally check out the stuff. Is it okay? Okay. Image filter. Alright. So let's go over here. Let's render and see first how it looks like. So let's just render it. So I'm going to render a very big frame. So definitely it's going to take time. So before that, what I'll do is like, I'll definitely add some light passes over here. We are also working with environmental map, Vray Environmental Fog over here. Till then, what I'll do over here is like, I'll just reduce this. So let's go again into this render setup over here, and I'll just make it to HD over here for now. Again, I'll go into this perspective. Let's go into rendering, go into the environment, and after that I'll again add one more Vray Environmental Fog over here. I'll reduce its fog distance, and the same thing what I'll do is like, I'll just add again a gizmo, add a light. So I'll again go over here and let's do few of the settings over here. Next steps. Again go back to the camera view and let's render and see how it looks like. We can see a bit of environmental fog over here. Can see that a bit of fog will be visible over here. So I'll just press escape it. I'll just draw this much of this. Again I'll go into this rendering. Again I'll go into the environment and I'll increase its distance over here. Let's render it. You'll definitely see some of the differences. If you want, I can just change the fog color a bit. So I have changed the fog color. We can make it a bit more sharper if you want. You can slightly sharpen the image. You can see a bit of fog. Okay. If you want, you can keep this, or you can slightly. I'll again go into this and I'll change the color of it. Let's render it. I can again go into this environment part. We need to take this Vray exposure control. I'll reduce its shutter speed to this. I'll make it as neutral. I'll render it again. Also, daylight. Let's keep this as daylight. Can make it look a bit more sharper. So I'll just make it as neutral. It's very dark. So let's just set to 20 over here. I'll again go over here into this. I'll go down. And you have the fog density. We can slightly work with the density of this fog over here. Render it again. Can see a bit of change with the light, because over here you see that there is no exposure control. So we had saved it, but unfortunately it wasn't saved over here. So we can do this minor changes. So fog distance, if I increase it again, and let's see how it looks like. We don't need that much of fog, so we can just define the fog in that way accordingly. And if you require, I can just go into this. I'll just select this and I'll slightly increase, I'll reduce the turbidity to 1 over here, and intensity multiplier, I'll slightly increase it. Let's again render it and see how it looks like. So definitely it's going to take time. So if you again go into this rendering environment, and if you go over here to, this is the first one, this is your second one. If you increase the fog distance more and reduce the second one, and let's render it again, you'll see a bit of more fog. Also, see, you can see there is a lot of fog over here. The fog has increased because the fog distance for the other one I have kept it less. So the fog distance is very much too high, we can say. So I'll just undo it. And what I can do over here is like, I'll just select the second light. This is your first light. The second light, I'll again go into this render setup, or you can go into this environment, and let's again drag this. Okay, we already dragged this Vray HDRI over here. Okay, we have kept this color as white. Yeah, okay. Temperature we have kept it. Okay, that's totally okay now. If you want, I can increase a bit of sampling over here. Again, I'll go into this. I'll slightly increase its. Okay, if you go into this luminance, let's just render and see. So select this light again. I'll just make it as default over here. Color, if you require it, you can slightly push it towards yellow, orangish. Render setup. Go into this V-Ray. Okay. Okay. So we'll keep it as Catmull room only for now. So I won't change much of the settings over here. Let's keep it as Catmull room. And let's add some light passes over here. So I'll just go into this. I'll just save as it. So let's go into rendering, render setup. So we'll be also adding some ambient occlusion passes. So let's go into render elements. Let's add it over here. So click on add, and I'll add some passes. That's first your Vray diffuse filter, your global illumination, Vray lighting, Vray reflection, Vray refraction, Vray self illumination, specular, shadows, Z depth. So these are the passes which I have added. Vray atmosphere also you can add. Alright, I'll just save it. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So definitely I'll generate this render, and also will generate one ambient occlusion, and will composite the light passes in the coming tutorial. So if you're not subscribed my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching this tutorial.